Come on.
Come see your boy. I'll get that.
First order of business.
Came apart on.
This one's for Jennings. Good day, my fellow classmates of 2014. Look at you. We made it. Everyone sitting here made it, and that's not just the 3 years of high school. That is 13 years of schooling. Looking back at elementary, that's the easy stuff. But if someone were to ask me what a timetable was in grade 1, I probably would have thought I was about to eat supper or something. The fact that we can pile up so much information and skills over 13 years is pretty awesome. All of this knowledge seems so pointless sometimes, but it truly is amazing. There's hundreds of us sitting here thinking it's just graduation. But it's incredible. All over the world, there are people who have dropped out of school. We're so close, but couldn't make that final push. There are people who don't have the funds or means necessary to even go to school. There are places without schools, and we are privileged enough to do this and be here for 13 years. That's awesome. Not even just our school lives, but what we do with our spare time too. Some nights we go out and party with strangers. Other nights we stay at home in pajamas and eat ice cream while chatting to our 47-year-old friends on Florence or have a hotel or Neopets while watching that latest pop culture show on Netflix to try and fit in. Or maybe that's just me. But regardless, some of you might think of that as a waste of a day. Well, you know what? A wise John Lennon once said, "Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time." So ask yourself, was your time really wasted? Now let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Oh boy, what an amazing 3 years we've had. Who remembers getting your schedule on the first day of grade 10 and getting lost while looking for your classes? And then realizing the classrooms are in numerical order. Or even trying to memorize your schedule, and then realizing the schedule also has a sort of pattern to it. Who remembers walking through the halls and being intimidated by the grade 12s because most of them were tall, but then after talking with some of them, you realize they really aren't scary at all? Remember the time Jonathan Pepperell got stuck in the elevator? Oh boy, that was really scary. I was sitting in science and it was almost like I could see him sitting across the classroom, texting people, telling them he was stuck in the elevator. Poor guy, I can just imagine the panic. Remember the coffee houses and listening to all the amazing singers gather in one place to do their thing? Remember going to sports events and watching our teams play against Millwood and electricity in the air between the players on the ice and the fans sitting in the bleachers? Remember getting your picture taken with Dudley at the rink on the other side of the lake? Remember in grade 10 how all everyone talked about was the Hunger Games? Remember that speaker who came in to do a spiel about drunk driving that had one of our students hold open a used body bag? What a sicko. Remember all the times we had hypnotists come to do performances, whether the people on stage were pretending to be hypnotized or not, how entertaining the show was? For those in Mr. Drake's class, remember how mind-blowing it was when he did magic tricks for us? Of course, it was only after the work was done. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Remember movie night to school and the arts galas? For those of you who played sports, remember the sports galas and hanging out with your teams and being presented with awards? Remember the total of like 4 school dances we had? Remember the flash mob in the beginning of second term and the dance marathon? Seeing the strength and inspiration of the kids from IWK do some talking to us about their battles and having a ton of students like us there to show our love and support for the kids? Remember Seussical the musical? Remember all the days we had crazy snow and school wasn't canceled? Remember the fundraisers we had by eating frozen yogurt? Last but not least, remember prom? All of us getting to be together for a whole night dancing and chatting the night away. Just pure, unadulterated fun. We've had some eventful years here at SHS, but now it's time for speed round. Give a quick cheer if I shout out something relevant to you. Sports teams! Going for walks in the halls during class time! Smoke breaks, party goers, movie buffs, trading card games, gamers, passing grades, nerds, kingfishers. They said high school is the best part of our lives. How the hell am I supposed to know? We've only gotten this far. We're gonna have to finally figure it out for ourselves. One thing is for sure, high school will change you. For some, the change is small. New haircut, different clothing style. For others, the change is huge. Look at me now. I'm a prime example of a big change that isn't just a fat joke. What do you think when you look at me? What are some words that come to mind? Nerd, idiot, funny, loud, confident. That's basically who I am in just 5 words. However, if you knew me before high school, these words would be a little different. Nerd and idiot can stay, but add loner, loser, victim. I didn't have it very easy. I didn't make friends easy. I was laughed at, pushed around, deceived. I was always told, you can't. I wanted acceptance just for once. Long story short, growing up sucked, but don't let that sink in too deep, because this really is a story with a happy ending. You see, I took years and years and years of crap from people, and how did I deal with it? With a smile. You see, I'm a pretty smart kid, and I've always known that if I wanted to escape the hell I was in, I would have to fight for it. I took shoving around and names with big giggles, no one could see I was defeated. When I got to high school, I knew I would change everything. It was my new start, and that started with improv. I always saw improv as a life-changing experience, because it really is. The first month of my new life, I was put into a group of strangers who looked at me as an equal. They were the first to tell me, you can. It was a huge leap in my self-confidence. I can never thank Ms. Morris enough for this opportunity. From there, I gained enough courage to talk to strangers, make conversation, make friends. I made the best friend I've ever had because of that, Allison Brown. She understood me, connected with me, and became my confidant. The first person I felt I could trust with the war inside my head. Another person to tell me, you can. Some people in my situation might carry a hatred for those who put them down in the past, but it's how we move past our past that define who we are. Look at me now. I'm different, changed. Another wise man once said, start from the bottom. Now we're here. I fought sadness with a smile. I've gotten past the days of bullying long ago. I've made true friends and families. I have literally saved people's lives by being there for them and telling them, you can. But this isn't all about me. I'm not the only one who has gone through this. There are probably dozens of people in this room who have dealt with this in the past, or maybe even now. I want to drop some wisdom on you guys. One of my favorite quotes. The loneliest people are the kindest. The saddest people smile brightest. And the most damaged people are the wisest. All because they do not wish to see anyone suffer the way they did. Please keep that in mind, because I can guarantee everyone in this audience has a side to them they don't want us to see. But that's okay. Because when you do get to see that side of someone, they value you in their life. And if you're close enough that they can do that for you, you must value them too, so cherish that. Now let's be brave for a minute. Everyone here, raise your hand if you've ever had a problem and you needed someone to lean on. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if you needed someone to lean on but weren't brave enough to talk to someone about it. I want to tell you to not be afraid. Of course it's not easy, but I am proof that if you can be brave enough to open up to at least one person, things will change for the better. And even though we're getting out of school, there will still be times, even in jobs, we will come across bullying and drama and you can't let it break you. Not everyone can be on an improv team, but if you want a change, just make your own improv. Think about that. But hey, I'm here to tell you, we made it. I made it. You made it. But now to address the elephant in the room, and no, not me. What next? School is all we've known. When we were younger, we had dreams about what we would do next. Personally, I wanted to be a firefighter, then a police officer. Then I was dead set on being Sailor Moon for a few years, but now, how am I supposed to know? Life is just starting, and maybe I'll teach drama, maybe I'll be a guidance counselor and help out kids like me, maybe I'll be a famous stand-up comedian. But for now, I'm gonna walk down life's road and follow my dreams. Graduating high school is not the beginning of the end, it is the end of the beginning. And I'm hoping everyone walks out of here today with fond memories of high school. Sure, we have our good memories and our bad, but it's what we leave with that determines our high school experience. You don't remember your 5th Christmas says, this is a lot of wrapping paper to clean up. You remember the animalistic surge of curiosity when you tear off that wrapping paper to see That shiny red handlebar on a bike you can't wait to ride when the snow melts here in August. You don't remember a trip to Disney World for the buckets of sweat produced or blistered feet. You remember the magic of hugging your favorite Disney character who was a real thing right before your eyes. You don't want to remember an old relationship by things ended badly. You want to remember the first date, first kiss, the way your hand got fuzzy and the feeling of fireworks through your body the first time you told him or her that you love them. I'm not walking away from high school remembering the 48% on my Math 12 exam. No, I'm going to leave here remembering winning the talent show in grade 11, dance marathon, my improv team families, and I'll always remember my fellow Kingfishers. I want you all to promise me something. Don't just walk away from high school. Let the wind of your memories and feelings send you running towards your dreams. Do what you want. A certain cat, wearing a certain hat, once said, anything's possible. So go out there and live. Do you want to know why? Because you can.
That's my boy. You okay, Mom? You alright, Mom?